Anime Memory Volume 2 Manga Review. Toward the end of 2022, Yen Press began releasing the manga adaptation of Anime Memory, a series I'm particularly fond of. The first volume of the manga got off to a rough start, but it came away hopeful that the issues I had would be resolved as the series went on now with Volume 2 in hand. Let's find out how it shapes up. Our story picks up a week after the end of Volume 1, where Oscar and Tinasha were wrapped up in a murder investigation during a festival, and it's back to their normal everyday, with Tinasha trying to heal the curse on Oscar while taking a small request as a court mage. Meanwhile, Oscar continues his romantic endeavors to get Tinasha to give up on lifting the curse and agreeing to become his wife instead. Now that Tinasha has been at the castle for a while, rumors about her relationship with Oscar have begun to spread, but most of the castle staff had accepted Tinasha's arrival as well, as Oscar is boundless for her. There are certainly those who are hoping to use her to cause trouble. One such person is Oscar's uncle, Duke Pasval. Duke Pasval is hoping to take the throne from Oscar, and to do so, he puts a plan to emotionally have an aphrodisiac slip into his drink. This is in the hopes he will attack Tinasha that she then died due to Oscar's curse, leading him to be consumed by the guilt. Oscar does ingest a drug, it's just as planned, but what Duke Passport doesn't know is Tinasha is the witch of the Orb Moon and is more than capable of preventing any harm coming to her as Oscar due to Passpal's schemes. But the problems don't end with Duke Passpal. Someone must have told him all about Oscar's curse, since it's not common knowledge and even among the family. Who are they? And to do they hope to gain getting rid of Oscar in order Tinasha before she can figure it out. The two are lead to the Drosa magical lake where something is horribly wrong. Once again, a lot of is happening in this volume with only memory, but unlike volume 1, the flow of the story is much neater. It doesn't feel like as much content has been removed. It is easier to see how each chapter connects to form the bigger picture. We're still not spending a great deal of time focusing on the characters interacting with one another in a more peaceful day to day, but it does feel as if the pacing has slowed down, which is a relief. The artwork has also improved this time around. Even back in Volume 1, we saw mangaka Naoki Koshimizu as capable of attractive and detailed work, but panels were often overwhelmed by dialogue. This time around, it feels that there is a much better balance between the text and the artwork, which is what I was hoping will happen now we're out of the initial introduction of the series. My fingers are crossed that it continues, especially as we're heading into the climax of the first light novel's content. Most importantly, I'm just happy to see this world brought to life in the way that better portrays the original content. There's no denying that the light novels require a commitment to read, given their large page count. So if that's not something you have time for, I'm glad the improvements we see here mean there are other ways to enjoy the series and not feel like you're missing out. As previously mentioned, Anime Memory Volume 2 comes to the West thanks to Yen Press, where it continues to be translated by Jeremiah Barco and lettering by Gio Christie. As with the previous volume, the translation reads well and is in keeping with that of the light novel series, including at its release are a color page and a short story written by the author Koji Furumiya. Pointer is currently scheduled to release in June. Overall, Anime Memory Volume 2 feels like a much more polished presentation of the series, having smoothed over some of the wonky pacing other problems of Volume 1. Relevant adaptation that delivers a much better experience for both new fans and is hoping to experience the story in a whole new way. It's not quite perfect, but the future of this one looks bright. 8 out of 10.